Have you noticed that there are two tribes that make up the modern Conservative Party? Two tribes. You have the Mark Francois, the Desmond Swains, the Lee Andersons, Ben Bradleys, all of that lot over here. And then on the other side, you have your Jacob Rees-Moggs, your Rishi Sunaks. And it's never more clear, never more evident than when we're talking about symbolism, when we're talking about poppies, flags, statues. So like right now we're talking, nationally in the news about these Greek marble statues, right? This is going to be the topic of conversation for the next 48 hours. Should we return these statues to Greece? Are they part of our British Museum and part of our heritage now? Would we be losing something? Are we conceding something to Europe if we hand them back? And this is all against the backdrop of Argentina's new president, Prime Minister. And there's going to be ongoing conversations, or certainly a broadening out of rhetoric around the Falklands. What does this say? What do these statues say about Britain handing back property to countries where whatever the property used to belong to them? So the symbolism is a really key thing for the Conservatives. But as I say, two tribes. So over here, you've got the cretins. And the reason they like the symbolism is because they like to wave a flag, have a poppy. They go on about statues, whether it's the cenotaph or these Greek things or the Bristol guy that they threw into the dock. They like the symbolism because they're drunk on World War II imagery, on parody. Like the reason that Ian Duncan Smith wears the hat that he does is because he likes to think that he's in some sort of World War II drama. But he is no more that than I am when I wear a In Utero t-shirt and go to see a Nirvana tribute act. He's no more that than I am Kurt Cobain. The second tribe, though, is the more interesting one, I guess, because it's Rishi Sunak, it's Jacob Rees-Mogg, it's Jeremy Hunt. They also like the symbolism because the alternative is substance. And if you actually ask them questions about the NHS or the housing crisis or whatever, they can't. They don't want to talk about any of that. They've got no solutions. If it was the NHS, they would be like, what's their solution to the NHS crisis right now? It would be privatising it, selling it off to donors, or dismantling a public health mechanism. So instead of talking about that, they use symbolism as a distraction. But it's interesting, isn't it, that you've got these two tribes within one party, and one tribe must think that the other tribe are idiots. It's like if you've got a Rishi Sunak, a Hunt, all of the sort of suited and booted lot, privately educated lot, who use symbolism as a means to ingratiate with flag-waving, British Legion types, express readers, then they must also accept that the other tribe within the Conservative Party are just witless, frothing lunatics. And what a weird setup that must make when somebody like Rees-Mogg or somebody like Rishi Sunak is in like the Westminster Palace food hall or one of the restaurants within the Houses of Parliament, and somebody like Francois walks over to them and goes, you're all right, Jacob, do you fancy getting some lunch? Do you fancy hanging out for a bit? Do you think they actually hang out? Do you think Tribe A hang out with Tribe B? I think they do. I also think it's interesting when you consider what that patriotism, that flag waving actually signifies, right? It's sort of strength in numbers. It's you're part of our team because you wave the right flag. So you're part of the UK. Now, if I mock that or ridicule it and go, well, I don't feel part of your team because all you do is tax me too high and dismantle the services that I'm reliant on. You disrespect me. You ruin the country that I love. I don't feel part of that. And frankly, I think it's superficial, fake and laughable when you then cover all of that up with flag waving. If I do that, they would then disparage me as though I'm the traitor. It's like it's just drenched, it's caked in irony that they need to be part of this strength in numbers thing. And I'm like, okay, well, if you like strength in numbers, if we're all part of this one team, how about we fund the NHS properly? How about we look after the vulnerable? Oh, no, can't do that. It's like strength in numbers and all part of one team and team spirit and community up to a point, isn't it? It's like for them, in their minds, that community spirit will only ever be as deep as waving a flag.